Fried calamari, known here in Spain as Calamares Fritos. In my opinion, one of the best appetizers ever. We're talking golden fried squid rings that are succulent in the inside and extra crispy in the outside. It just doesn't get any better. Today, I'm going to show you how to make restaurant-style fried calamari at home. Folks, this is what it's all about. Making restaurant-worthy dishes at home that are very easy to make, come together in just 30 minutes, and pack some serious flavors. And let me tell you, these fried calamari are so good, they're going to knock your socks off. Let's begin by adding in half a cup of all-purpose flour into a bowl. Season it with a 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt and mix it together. Next, I'm going to crack 2 cage-free organic eggs into a separate bowl. Add in 1 tablespoon of milk. The milk I'm using is oat milk, but you can use whatever milk you like. And whisk it together until everything's well combined. And for the final ingredient to prepare to coat our squid rings, I'm going to measure out 1 cup of breadcrumbs and add it into a 3rd separate bowl. Now the breadcrumbs I'm using are called extra crujiente, which means extra crispy. The texture of them are between regular breadcrumbs and panko breadcrumbs. So if you can't find these in your area, you can use one of the other 2. Add in a 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt and a generous portion of freshly cracked black pepper. And once again, mix this together, that way those seasonings are evenly mixed around. Alright, let's move on to the star of the dish, the squid. I've got 3 clean tubes of squid here. I bought these frozen and thawed them out. Now you can easily find these here in Spain. If you can't get them that easily in your local supermarket, go check with an Asian supermarket. They usually have them in the freezer department. I'm going to cut each tube of squid into 1/2-inch pieces. And let's start coating our squid rings. First, you want to go into the all-purpose flour. Now, when I'm coating these squid rings, I like to use one hand for the all-purpose flour and the breadcrumbs, and the other hand for the egg wash. That way you don't get all the ingredients stuck in your hand. Then go into the egg wash. And finally into the breadcrumbs. Make sure those breadcrumbs are evenly coating the squid ring. And as you finish each one, transfer it into a dish. And continue to do this until all your squid rings are coated. Once all the squid rings are coated, I'm going to grab a large fry pan, heat it with a medium heat. You want to use a medium heat here. If you use anything higher, those breadcrumbs will burn. And add in a generous 1/2 cup of sunflower oil. You can use whatever neutral oil you want here, like canola or peanut oil. While the oil is heating up, I'm going to make a very simple saffron alioli, which goes amazing with these fried calamari. I'm going to add in 2 cloves of garlic that I roughly minced into a mortar, along with a 1/4 teaspoon of saffron threads. Now the saffron threads I'm using to make this alioli are from Golden Saffron. This is some of the best saffron money can buy. Link where you can get it in the description box below. And pound down on the garlic and the saffron until you form a paste. Then I'm going to add in a generous 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. As you can see, we're using the mayonnaise shortcut to make this alioli. Makes it so much easier, but the flavors are still right on the money. Add in 1/2 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and lightly season it with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And whisk it all together until you end up with a beautiful creamy texture. Okay, let's move back to our frying pan. This oil's been heating for about 6 minutes. Again, it's on a medium heat. You don't want to use a higher heat, otherwise those breadcrumbs will burn. I'm going to start adding the squid rings into the pan. You want to make sure they're in a single layer, so make sure to cook these in batches. After about a minute and a half, I'm gonna start flipping the squid rings to fry the other side. You don't wanna go any longer, otherwise those breadcrumbs are gonna burn and that squid is gonna overcook. After a total cooking time of 3 minutes, that's a minute and a half per side, these fried calamari look like they are ready to go. Again, you don't want to overcook them, otherwise that squid is going to overcook, which gives it a rubbery texture. I'm going to start removing them from the pan and transferring them into a dish with some paper towels. And continue to fry for squid rings in batches until they're all done. Before I added this batch in there, I heated the oil for about 1 minute. That way that oil can come back up to the right temperature. And again, you don't want to go over 90 seconds per side, otherwise those breadcrumbs will burn and that squid will be overcooked. Once all the fried calamari are done, let's start assembling our dish. I'm going to transfer the saffron alioli into a small bowl. Place it into a serving dish. Add the fried calamari into the dish. And garnish it with a lemon wedge and some fresh parsley. Check it out, our fried calamari is done. This is what it's all about, folks. Restaurant quality, so easy to make. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. This is truly some of the best fried calamari I have ever seen. Here we go. Big. I ate the entire ring. First things first, that squid is perfectly cooked. So it's not chewy, it kind of melts in your mouth. That exterior has such an incredible crunch. Then you pair them with that saffron alioli. Truly is one of the best fried calamari dishes ever. You saw this so easy to make. Comes together in about 30 minutes. This is a restaurant quality dish that you can easily make at home and everybody's gonna love. Serve it as a tapas appetizer or even as a main course next to some french fries for an incredible meal. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Joan Killico and Andres Chudin. Again guys, thank you so much for all your support. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon, consider becoming one. It helps with the ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.